everyone. Hope you're doing well out there. Happy full moon lunar eclipse at 4 degrees Pisces. So it's an important eclipse if you're Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Gemini. Or if you have planets in those signs, it gets the hit, astrologically speaking, from lunar eclipse. So it can bring about a lot of emotions this weekend or this week, because there's kind of like 3 days before, 3 days afterwards, and then there's a 3 month before and 3 month afterwards that it affects us. So, and if you know your astrology, look at the house that it falls in. First house is the self, the second is finances, the third is communications, learning. The fourth is the home. The fifth is creativity or willpower, children, risk, speculation. The sixth is work, service, health, hygiene, pets. The seventh is relationships, also business relationships, how we interact with others in the world. The eighth house is about joint finances. It's the house of debt, DEBT, and the house of death, or the goods of the dead, or the occult, or sex, also tantra, those kinds of deeper emotional things. So if it falls in your eighth, if you have Cancer rising, it would be affecting that house. If it falls in the ninth, that's a long-term marriage, distance, traveling, learning, higher education, higher philosophy, higher understanding. 10th house would be the career house, how you interact with the world at large as a career or work or purpose. The 11th is friends and group events, group work. What else? Friends, group work, goals, what goals you have. That may change during this time. And then the 12th house is the house of, it's like the inner sanctum. One level, it can represent higher education like schools, hospitals, the ashram, or mental hospitals where people are put away. It's a hidden house. I won't get too much into that, but it is for folks who have, maybe if Pisces falls there, could be a lot of intuition about the collective unconscious. So just because it is Pisces, and Pisces rules the 12th house in astrology, it can represent a time where our connection to the collective, those of us who are more empathic or spiritual, or people who like to pray, ask God for help, or just tuning into the collective unconscious. And I mean that in terms of Jungian psychology. So it can be a time where we're like really in touch with those kinds of forces, what's going around us this next 3 months. Will be important that we have faith, that we are understanding our service to self, to others, and not just being self-serving or solipsistic, referring only to the self without the attunement to others. So we want to see what the cards say about this full moon. Just going to do a little bit of a general reading here for us. Spreading out the cards. I might also ask my pendulum for information. We'll see about that. But for now, just what we are looking for. Get my grid out of the way. What we're looking for. How the world is affected by this lunar eclipse. Vigilance with the Page of Swords. Let's see what story it wants to tell. Being like clear and keen, and I'll also watch the Twitter or the chatter around, people chattering, tweeting, talking. Beware of false ideas or beware of false things that are not real. Because again, this is Pisces energy, which can mean a lot of imagination. Okay, so again, looking at the cards here, what they have to say about this lunar eclipse for all of us. Well, the Empress is a really good positive card. It's about growth, abundance. It is kind of co-ruled by Virgo because she's got all the corn stalks there and she grows things. And so that's like a symbol, and Venus is there as well. The symbol for Gaia, Mother Earth. So we're looking at what this is, the story that is being told. What is the story? Page of Swords, the Empress. What are you wanting to say? But justice, and it came up upside down, so we want justice, right side up. But looking for justice and looking for the truth with this Page of Swords here is something that we're involved in right now, certainly with this, with the politics all over the world, really, but other events happening that have to do with the earth changes, with the flooding, the fires, the heat of the sun, things like that. We're again told to have this faith, and this is the Star card. It's ruled by Aquarius, but to me it also represents faith, which is a Pisces thing. In terms of like having faith, the stars can also represent communication with the seven sisters, seven stars in this card, representing the help that we get from our galactic friends, the Pleiadians. The idea of nurturing the earth by what we put into it rather than poisoning the earth by what we put into it. And since Neptune also rules poisons, that's something to consider right now. How are we being poisoned by manufacturers, by whatever the chemtrails are, by whatever they're trying to create, the technocrats. Looking to better horizons this year, hoping for better horizons, hoping for connection with other countries that are positive. This is also the idea of trade. So this could also be speaking about information about the economy coming up during this lunar eclipse. Have strength, have focus, control our passions, like don't go running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Control your passions, listen to the higher self, and have discipline. But this is also the idea of creativity, because the lion represents creativity, pride, good pride. Creativity, what we create during this time is important. That we pay attention to our creativity, our creations. Yeah. Take some time to rest, to repose, this can also represent people that are dying during this time, like, was it Dolly Parton yesterday? People that are going to the other side. But mostly, lunar eclipse is a good time for a rest, meditation, come to terms with the polarity. And this full moon is about Virgo and Pisces polarity. So it's important that we, whoops, I just dropped my cards. Sorry, that we pay attention to how we feel and what are the practical things that we can put into the ground. This is the card of harvest. We're approaching the harvest time, come late September, with the equinox and into October. So this is a time to review and evaluate what you have grown, how you have grown this summer, what the next 4 months, September, October, November, December of this last quarter will mean for yourself, what plans you want to enact, what do you want to work on, what do you want to change, what do you want to define. Those are good things to do during the full moon. And lastly, I think I'll leave it with temperance, which is this idea of, the right combination, the right formula, temper your energy, like be patient. We are in a place of calculated waiting. I think that might have to be with, have something to do with the elections coming up here in the States. So the temperance card there, the idea of tempering, like the right formula. The sun is way back here, the angel of time here. The angel pouring energy from one cup to the other. It's not necessarily water because it has that Aquarius symbol in it. So it's about that, waiting for the anticipation of a better time in the so-called age of Aquarius, which we're at the cusp of the age of Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune and Saturn in Aries, new beginning time for our solar system is changing. Keep telling everyone, watch the sun. There's new comets coming in. 3i Atlas is still roaming around Saturn. Some new information coming out about all of that, which is what is in the stars, right? The stars. So maybe some new physics will be born with this temperance card. Again, what we think, be careful what you think. Thoughts are things, thought forms create things. Try to get balance and justice within yourself and control your own emotions and your own passions. And I think it's a good thing to think about during this lunar full moon eclipse. So rest and get plenty of water. I think we all need to drink more water because these solar flares are just so intense right now this week, along with the full moon. So be aware of how your body feels, how your soul is urging for something more. Grow your own spirituality. Don't always listen to the Pied Pipers out there, and use critical thinking. See that things make sense to you. But check it out with your intuition. So the intuition is what we want to look for here with the star, this Pisces energy, this forward-looking energy. All right, well, I think I'll leave it there. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. It helps, or comments, helps the channel. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.